Oh yeah, it feels great.
Stephanie Jeter reporting live with good news in Oakland at the 2010 Mayoral Candidates Forum. I'm here with Mr. Joe Tuman, who is a new candidate to the race. First of all, tell us what it's like to just enter the race and how excited you are about that.
You know, I've been a political analyst for a long time, so I'll tell you personally, it is very interesting to go from being the person who provides the analysis to be the person who's being analyzed, and in that sense, it's a different experience. But I love the city passionately, and I think this journey is well worth the effort. And I think if people pull together and use the election as a referendum, not just on personalities, but on the specific policies we need to use, especially to direct violent crime in the city, which is an intersection point for all the other issues we face. Something really positive can come out of this.
Yes, indeed. And the fact that you love the city is most important. What is the community's role in bettering public safety?
Well, if by community you mean the residents of Oakland, I think we all have to be involved in protecting our community, protecting our children, and definitely cooperating with law enforcement, being willing to report and being willing to offer evidence afterwards, after the fact, and perhaps also to see police officers as human beings and not necessarily as uniforms, not as a them that's separate from us. Now, having said all that, I think that it's very true that at this point we don't have lots of officers on our force who are members of our community, and that's at the core of the problem in terms of community relations. Trust is earned, and people who have relationships with one another or who come from the same neighborhood as everyone else usually have that kind of trust that's been earned over several years of that relationship. I think it's very obvious that if we encourage more police officers to move into Oakland or had a hiring policy that encouraged more people from Oakland to become police officers, there would never be this division of us and them. It would just be us.
It is about being just us. That's what a good Oakland would look like. And the image of Oakland is premised around crime, violence, and what some people may perceive as poor public safety. What will you do as mayor to brand a better public safety image of Oakland to the world?
That's a good question. First thing we have to do is understand that violent crime is an intersection point for all the other issues that we face in this city in terms of development, education, because violent crime depresses property values, which hurts property taxes. That's why the schools are underfunded. It takes a disproportionate share of the city's resources to fight crime. It's a social justice issue because violent crime is felt the worst by the people who are the least able to protect themselves in our communities, the poor. And frankly, it's also something that divides us against ourselves as well. So the first thing I would say in terms of you responding to your question is it has to be the issue that leads every other issue. It's not enough for me as mayor to say, if I bring employment, there won't be crime. I can't get employment in the city if I don't fix crime, so that has to be the first place we go. And my message to our community here would be that kind of change is coming. The message in terms of branding the city to the external communities around us who have businesses and people that we want to move into the city to bring us growth and development so we get all the other benefits also has to be that Oakland will deal with this problem. As mayor, I would establish real goals in terms of violent crime. That's primarily what I'm talking about. Statistical goals to try and bring these rates down, and the only way, frankly, to do that outside of community policing, I mean, the last ingredient that we don't have right now that we need is leadership in terms of hiring more police officers than we have. We are very much understaffed, and the way that we spend the money we have is, frankly, ineffective. Leadership comes from making difficult decisions. It also comes from dealing with entrenched interests, like unions, who have a reason, of course we would too, to protect what they have right now, and to try and help them to understand that you support the police by giving them backup, by giving them more officers, not less, and to make sure the officers who work in those communities, in the diverse parts of our city, also live in that community and come from this community.
So I'm hearing now leadership and also just building a sense of togetherness of the people and making sure that we use the Oaklanders to help the Oaklanders. So, Joe, pleasure to have you on Good News in Oakland. We thank you for participating in the forum because that's important to the public. And thank you for being on Good News in Oakland.
Very nice to meet you.
Good News in Oakland! Oh yeah, it feels great.